It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to the Dodgers and the Bucks, their 7th meeting of the year. Dodgers have won 4 of 6, and tomorrow is the final meeting of the 8 scheduled. So if the Dodgers can win tonight, they will win this series. They've already guaranteed a split. They haven't lost to the Pirates a season series since back in 2000 when they lost 5 of 9. The pitching, left-hander Ted Lilly on the mound for the Dodgers, trying to win his 10th. Former Dodger property, James McDonald, he is 9-8, and James comes back to try to haunt his old ball club. This will be his very first appearance against them. By the way, Dodgers now, you know they lost their division shot. They've now lost the wild card shot when Atlanta winning today. No surprise. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this. Hyundai, the critics have spoken, but the cars speak for themselves, like the 2012 Sonata and 2012 Genesis. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer or mysocalhyundai.com today. Buy Shakey's, enter to win a Shakey's Bunch of Lunch buffet now. Go to Shakey's.com to enter. Multiple winners will be drawn every day. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T.
Welcome back, everybody. Great night for baseball this Saturday as the Dodgers host the Pirates, continue their 4-game series with them. Let's have a little conversation with Steve Lyons, talk about James Loney. Nice pinch hit home run last night. Poor second half to last year, poor second half to start this year. For the last couple months, he's been on a tear, but speculation, we might not see him next year. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's changed a lot of minds. I mean, obviously, 2/3 of the season was pretty dismal for James Loney. He hit his first ever pinch home run in last night's ball game in the 6th, and he's done everything much, much better in the last 2 months of the season. And I think he was feeling maybe the whispers out there that maybe the Dodgers would non-tender him, not even offer him in a contract and let him walk away and go see what else he could do. This was a guy that wasn't hitting the ball out of the ballpark and wasn't driving in any runs. You look at what he's done lately here in the last 2 months. You know, 50% more home runs in 2 months than he had in 4, and his RBIs are starting to creep up there. He wasn't doing anything. He got bounced out of the number 5 spot, but now he's playing much, much better baseball and always has played consistent defense.
All right, yeah, he's an above-average defender, in my opinion. Hopefully it sticks around for a while. When we come back, first pitch, Vince Scully has the call. We'll see you after the game.
It is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today. Trade up to Ford. And by Corona. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you wherever you may be. Here at Dodger Stadium, Game 3 of the 4-game series between the Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. It also marks their 7th meeting of the 8th, and the Dodgers have won 4 of 6. The Pirates, a ball club that went from first place to where they are. In first place, July the 26th, they were 6 games above 500. And then suddenly everything seemed to go wrong. And right now they are finishing up their 19th consecutive losing season. They are 20 games back of Milwaukee. And for Pittsburgh, it has to be pretty painful. We'll take a look at their lineup and talk a little bit more about the slide. Alex Presley opens up in left field. Chase Darno, the shortstop. Andrew McCutchen in center. Derek Lee at first and Ryan Ludwig in right. Brandon Wood at third, Josh Harrison at second base, Michael McHenry behind the plate, and James McDonald on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Ted Lilly trying to win his 10th. He is 1-0 against the Bucks. He is 6-4 lifetime. Earlier this year, back in May in Pittsburgh, Ted Lilly went 6 innings, allowed just 2 runs. Dodgers won that ball game 10-3. With a win tonight, by the way, he would join Mark Burley and CC Sabathia as the only left-handed pitchers with 10 or more wins in each of the last 9 seasons. So for Lilly, he has a little extra defensive push to get up to the 10th win. Take a look at the Dodgers with the leather behind him. The outfield, Rivera, Kemp, and Sands. The infield, Miles, Gordon, Sellers, and Loney. Behind the plate, Tim Fedorovich, and on the mound, Ted Lilly. Leading off will be Alex Presley, then followed by Chase Darno and Andrew McCutchen. We were talking about the Pirates going from first place to 20 games back. Back in 1977, the Chicago Cubs had the same problem. First place after 100 games, and they were 20 back. So here's Presley trying to turn things around for the Bucks, and he takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Presley hitting .308. He has 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Hit a home run in the 6th inning last night, and game before he had an infield single. This time he fouls it away, and the count to Alex 0-2. For Presley, he has hit safely in 5 straight. He's hit 2 of his 3 home runs this year against the Dodgers. So Alex Presley trying to get things started for Pittsburgh, get them off in the right direction. From Monroe, Louisiana, takes in the dirt, gets away from Fedorovich, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Presley went to the University of Mississippi. Not a big man. He's about 5'9", 180. Played baseball, soccer, and football. In football, he was a kicker. Kicked for just 1 year, and he was a kicker because he played so much soccer. Here's the 1-2 pitch of the left-hand hitter. Alex has a look and it's low. 2-2 the count. So Ted Lilly trying to turn things around and finish up the year on a positive note. 9-14, 1-0 against Pittsburgh, 6-4 lifetime. Beautiful evening, 67 degrees. Lilly from the third base side of the rubber, and the left-hander delivers, and it's a ground ball to Sellers. He's up with it to make the play. So Alex Presley rolls out, and we have 1 down in the first inning. The batter now will be Chase Darno. For the Pirates, who might find themselves behind a lot, nevertheless, they have 35 come from behind victories. So 35 of their 68, they've come from behind. And Clint Hurdle piloted him in his year to Pittsburgh after being in Colorado, and he certainly has them going in the right direction. Arno hitting .194, right hand hitting shortstop, and he takes a strike, and the count 0-1. So Chase Darno, local boy from Los Alamitos. His younger brother Travis is in the Phillies organization. Strike 1 pitch to Chase, swung on and fouled into the chairs, and the count 0-2. Darno, 6'1", 175, went to school at Pepperdine, so he has come home. The general manager, Neil Huntington, figures that he is very much in Pirate plans. Darno played in the first game. He was hit by a pitch and went 0 for 4. Hit 2 balls, however, right on the button. The strike 2 pitch to Chase. Lilly delivers big, slow curveball. Strike 3 called. And for Darno, he's welcome to the club. So many hitters, the deer in the headlights look on that big rainbow curveball. They just get locked in, and they just can't do a thing with it. So Darno is caught looking, and we have 2 down in the first inning. Andrew McCutchen coming up. McCutchen facing Lilly, and in looking at Lilly and McCutchen has a home run and a half a dozen hits against him. Takes a pitch low, ball 1. Andrew batting .261 against Lilly, .264 against the lead. McCutchen, a wonderful young player, He's only 24. He checks up the pitch, and they'll look at first. Mike Muchlinski says he swung, 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrew from Fort Meade, Florida, went to high school there. The Pirates made him a #1 pick, and he certainly has #1 ability. The 1-1 pitch on the way. He fouls back 1-2. McCutchen did not play last night. They had Presley in center. Game 1, he had 2 hits. He went 2 for 5. So Andrew McCutchen with 23 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Lilly bends that curveball, and it's pulled foul outside of third, so it's still 1-2. Ted Lilly, of course, has been victimized this year in 2 areas. Number 1 would be home runs allowed. He's given up 28. And the league has run on him all year. That has plagued him throughout his career. Ted ready, and here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's a fastball up and in, 2-2 the count. Lilly throwing his fastball at about 89. So Andrew McCutchen. His father is a youth minister, where Andrew sings in the choir. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he pops it near foul. Coming back, Fedorovich might have a play, leans in at the screen and can't make it. And boy, he hit that screen pretty hard. Plate umpire Tim Timmons saying he okay, and he said, "Yep." Luckily, the screen gives a bit. He wasn't thinking about screen; he was thinking at ball. So the count remains 2-2 to Andrew McCutchen. All right, Fedorovich okay. Andrew McCutchen waiting at the plate, right-hand hitter. And the 2-2 pitch from Ted Lilly. Left-hander deals, fastball, swung on and missed. Fastball at 89. So Ted Lilly strikes out Darno with the curve, McCutchen with a fastball. And at the end of half an inning, Pirates nothing, Dodgers coming up. Struck out Darno with that big rainbow curve, and then struck out McCutchen with a letter-high fastball. Let's take a look at the Dodger lineup. D. Gordon at short, Justin Sellers at second. Then you have Matt Kemp, Juan Rivera, and James Loney. Aaron Miles at third. Jerry Sands in right field. Tim Fedorovich behind the plate. Ted Lilly on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, certainly no stranger, James McDonald. No one calls him that. He's been J-Mac ever since he's been a kid. And his first pitch to Gordon hit to the hole. Tough play for Darno, and no play for Darno. Not much you can do. A ball hit to the hole with D. Gordon. You might as well just sign it and send it to the souvenir stand. So Darno did everything possible, but when he got into the hole, he knew he couldn't have a play. So D. Gordon rolls it into the deep shortstop spot, and Darno wisely holding onto the ball. That's the kind of a play that you tried too hard to get him and you throw it away. So Gordon, who has 21 stolen bases, immediately it's as if he had a double. And here's Sellers, Kemp, and Rivera trying to pick him up against J-Mac. And the pitch to Sellers, and that misses. 94 miles an hour. Sellers hitting .210 with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Couple of notes about James McDonald. If the Pirates get him 3 runs, his record would be 7-3. There goes Gordon, hit and run foul ball. The Sellers swinging, fouls it off. 1-1, and Gordon back to first. Normally, J-Mac pitches very well against the top 2 hitters in the lineup. He pitches well in tough situations. He's picked off 2 runners this year. He's basically a fly ball pitcher. The bullpen has hurt him. He has lost 5 games that he probably would have won. He left leaving and winning, and the bullpen let it get away. He throws to first. Gordon diving back to the bag. One thing that has plagued both pitchers, Ted Lilly has allowed 28 home runs. J-Mac has allowed 22. So Gordon poised and at the ready over there. 1-1 the count to Justin Sellers. And another throw to first, and Gordon back. Gordon would have stolen second easily if Sellers had not fouled the pitch off. Talking about Gordon stealing second, perhaps, McDonald has given up 4 stolen bases at third base. The pitch to Sellers is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. J-Mac, at least this year, has been hit hard early in the count. And he can go wild quickly, so they have to keep an eye on him. When the Dodgers had him, they signed him in the 11th round 9 years ago. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and there goes Gordon, and then he decides to come back, and he's picked off by the first baseman, Derek Lee, on the throw from catcher McHenry. The Gordon started. He who hesitates is picked off, and so Gordon is erased 2-3. Started to go, came back, and the tag by Lee on the right wrist. And it's first base umpire Mike Muchlinski that rings him up. Though Gordon thought he was back, he's not the type of kid who's going to argue. Fastball in for a strike to Sellers, and the count 3-2. So D. Gordon shaking his head no in the dugout, but with a smile on his face, as if saying, no, I was safe. 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4. So Sellers draws the walk. One thing about that throw down to first, and that is that Derek Lee made the play 99 times out of 100, the runner would be safe, because Lee started the tag in foul ground. And over the years, we learned that from Branch Rickey, and that's really going back. You just don't get runners if your tag goes through foul ground. But Derek Lee did it, got him on the hand, even though D. Gordon feels he was picked off and the call was wrong. So Sellers at first, 1 out, and here's Matt Kemp. McDonald out of a stretch. James set and deals, and Matt takes low and inside, ball 1. Kemp hitting .315, 33 home runs, 111 runs batted in. For James McDonald out there on the mound, he's a big boy at 6'5", 195. Has his hands full with Kemp at the plate. Sellers at first. Matt fouls it away, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. For Matt Kemp, when you think about it, no greater compliment was paid to him than last night in the 6th inning. It was a very tough game. James Loney came off the bench to bat for Justin Sellers. There were runners at second and third and 2 out. Now, there was a right-hand pitcher on the mound. You had the left-hand hitter Loney, and you had Matt Kemp on deck. They gambled and pitched to Loney, and he hit a 3-run home run. Kemp lifting a fly ball to right, but it's playable. Ryan Ludwig is there to make the catch and gets it back in. 2 out, first inning, and McDonald now working on Juan Rivera. By the way, James has good genes for sure. His father, James, he was a NFL receiver. His cousin, Darnell McDonald, a Red Sox outfielder. When the Dodgers signed him, his development as a pitcher was slowed because he had a kind of a sore arm, so the Dodgers didn't want him to pitch. They put him in the outfield, and he pretty much played the outfield for 2 years. The pitch to Rivera inside, ball 1. Well, in those 2 years, McDonald hit only .226. Rivera, meanwhile, hitting .278. 3 home runs, 35 runs batted in. McDonald looks down the barrel, getting a sign. 2 out, first inning, no score. Rivera takes off the plate. By the way, the Dodgers made a deal. They traded James McDonald for Octavio Dotel in July, and Dotel didn't even finish out the year. He wound up in Colorado, so that didn't turn out to be a very good deal. Charlie Huff had a lot to do with the development of McDonald, and there's a line drive base hit to left field. Backhanding it and falling down is Presley. Going to third is Sellers. Holding at first is Rivera. So the Dodgers have first and third with 2 out, and James Loney, last night's hero, coming up.
For the Dodgers first baseman, number 7, James Loney.
So first and third, that play at first base, getting Gordon, turns out to be a big one. Presley, meanwhile, smothering the ball and getting it back. So Loney with first and third, 2 down, first inning, no score. Dodgers have not seen J-Mac before, although they certainly remember him in spring training. The fellow who decided that James McDonald should no longer be an outfielder, should be a pitcher, was the farm director at the time, Terry Collins, who is now the manager of the New York Mets. So J-Mac out of a stretch, checks the runners, comes to Loney, and James hits a high fly ball into deep right center. It is away out. He has done it again. So James Loney, who came off the bench last night and hit a 3-run home run, first time up tonight, hits a 3-run home run, and the Dodgers have taken the lead. And for James McDonald, up jumps the devil. That's the 23rd home run that he has allowed this year. For James Loney, with a very hot bat now, he has 11 home runs and 58 runs batted in. So 3-0 Dodgers, and here is Aaron Miles. Miles, switch hitter, batting left-handed, and takes a strike. Count 0-1. Typical of Miles, he came in last night as a pinch hitter and does what he does so well with runners on base. He singled to center. He takes low, 1-1 the count to Aaron. For one reason or 10, Aaron Miles is a much better hitter when there are runners on base. Base is empty now thanks to Loney, and the 1-1 pitch is low. Give you an idea for Aaron Miles as Loney takes a little sip of water. He's hitting .467 as a pinch hitter. He's hitting .333 with runners in scoring position, .366 with runners on base. He hits a ground foul. That leads the league. And with 2 strikes, and that's the count right now, we take another look at James Loney. As soon as he hit it, he knew. He felt that thing right up the arms, into the shoulders. But James just blazing hot here at the end of the year. He has hit safely in 19 of his last 25. He had a 6-game RBI streak, earlier. Pitch in the dirt. Miles tries to hold up and strikes out, but the damage long done. after the walk to Sellers, the single by Rivera, and the bomb hit by James Loney. Fastball just above the knees, out over the plate, and it's 3-0 Dodgers. Very painful year for the veteran. Off-speed pitch in for a strike. Going back to March, he had tendonitis in his right wrist. Then in May, he strained his left oblique and had to go on the DL. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Derek, taken in there for a strike. And then in August, he went on the DL with a broken bone in his left wrist. He was hit by a pitch from the Cubs' Carlos Marmol in August. Tried to play through the pain for a week and just couldn't do it. The 1-2 pitch to Derek Lee is taken inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Derek. Marvelous player, originally signed by the Padres. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Derek Lee. 6'5", 245. Lee deals, and the fastball to him is high. 3-2 the count. He's had some big years, never any bigger than with the Cubs 6 years ago. He had 46 home runs, 107 RBIs. He also had 111 RBIs one year, and he takes inside, ball 4. So Derek Lee draws the walk, and the batter will be Ryan Ludwig.
Right fielder, number 36, Ryan Ludwig.
For the Bucks, right at the end of July, they had just dropped out of first place. They were in third place, about 4.5 games out. And they came up with both Derek Lee and Ryan Ludwig, and they thought their problems were solved, but it didn't help. The nose drive continued, and here they are 20 games back in Milwaukee. The pitch to Ryan, high and away, ball 1. We mentioned the Pirates were in first place, admittedly only by percentage points, on the morning of July 26th. And they have spun out of control, and they're now in fourth place. Same thing happened to the Cubs in 1977. The 1-0 fastball is fouled back. They were behind by 20 after leading after 100 games. Happened to the Yankees in 1973, to the White Sox in 1977, the Expos in 1989, and the Arizona Diamondbacks hit the skids after 100 when they were in first place in the year 2000. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Ludwig. Instead, it's a lob to first, and Derek Lee back on the bag. For Ryan Ludwig, playing left or right, he's in right field tonight, facing Ted Lilly. Derek Lee over there at first base has stolen 2 out of 3 over in the American League. Ludwig, meanwhile, takes high, and they count 2 balls and 1 strike. Very much the off-speed pitch. 3-0 Dodgers, thanks to James Loney's 3-run home run. And we're just starting. So his last 2 at-bats, 2 home runs and 6 ribbies for Loney. 2-1 pitch very high. So Lilly is fighting it now. After walking Lee, he's behind 3-1, and you have Brandon Wood on deck. Ryan Ludwig, right-hand batter, waiting at the plate. Brandon Wood out on deck. Ludwig, 33 years old, a veteran. He has a look at ball 4. So Lilly, this year coming into the game, he had 139 strikeouts, and he picked up 2 in the first inning. So he has 141 strikeouts. He had only walked 46 all year, and he has now walked 2 back-to-back. So that's not like him at all. And he's in trouble as Brandon Wood checks in. Brandon Wood, the right-hand hitting third baseman, 2 for 4 with an RBI on Thursday. His first start since the 1st of September when he played first base. In his last 20 games, he's hitting about $1.50. So the pitch to Brandon Wood is taken for a strike. Wood had a little spurt where he hit 7 out of 8. But then that bat really turned cold. So Brandon, right-hand batter, first round pick by the Angels 8 years ago. Went to school over in Scottsdale. And the strike 1 pitch is hit in the air to right field. Moving over to his left is Sands. Makes the catch. Tagging is Lee, and he'll go over to third. So Brandon Wood, a fly ball to right. Lee advancing to third. So their runners at first and third with 1 out. And Josh Harrison, an infielder, coming up. Now, one of the things that has plagued the Pirates all year, and let's face it, when you're 20 games out of first place, a lot of things have plagued you. But one of the things, they ground into a lot of double plays, 38% more than the National League players. So with all of those double plays, Dodgers set in that position as Harrison checks in. And of course, double plays just take the heart out of a manager. And the Hurdle is hoping that Josh, who's from Cincinnati, can do something with the bat. He takes low, ball 1. Harrison is only 5'8", 185, went to the University of Cincinnati. His uncle, one of the all-time favorite Dodgers, John T-Bone Shelby. Oh, gosh, yeah. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Josh. Lilly delivers, and it's popped in the air back of first, slicing foul. It will drop into the stands, and the count 1-1. Josh's brother was drafted by Tampa Bay about 10 years ago, got as high as AA, and we understand he might be playing in the Independent Northern League. Young Josh turned 24. Was originally signed by the Cubs. His dad, of course, a fine major league outfielder for the Dodgers and the Orioles, and a great coach. Fastball to him is low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Clint Hurdle sums up Josh Harrison, he is a great kid with a lot of energy. So Clint playing Harrison at second base tonight. First and third, 1 out, 3-0 Dodgers, second inning. Lilly goes to first. Ryan Ludwig back on the bag. Harrison moving that bat back and forth, pauses for one moment. Now wiggles it a little bit. Lilly out of his stretch, and the 2-1 pitch. Harrison swings, fouls it back, and the count 2-2. In the inning, Derek Lee walked, Ryan Ludwig walked, Brandon Woods fly ball to right, deep enough to get Lee to third, and here's Harrison now trying to pick somebody up. 2-2 the count. Lilly again from a stretch, and the pitch is a breaking ball hit into left field that will land for a base hit. Lee will score, Ludwig to third, Harrison into second, and the Pirates are in business. It's 3-1 Dodgers, and with one out they have the tying runs at second and third. So Harrison doubles down the left field line. Ludwig stops at third, and Lilly struggling at least at the outset. Ted Lilly, his last time out, was pitching very well, and a steal of third ruined his night. So Ted went 5 1/3, you may remember, against the D-backs. And what happened in the 6th inning, Aaron Hill stole third, and the wheels just came off his wagon after that. So now second and third, still one out, and here's Mike McHenry, one of the many catchers that the Pirates have. Lilly into the windup, delivers, and the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Mike McHenry from Knoxville, Tennessee, went to Middle Tennessee State, was originally drafted by the Rockies. Growing up in Knoxville, that was the hometown of Todd Helton. So you can imagine how he feels about the great first baseman of the Rockies. Strike one, pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Fedorovich. 1 ball and 1 strike. Growing up as a kid, Mike McHenry was playing for the Knoxville Thunder. He was 14. That was a youth baseball organization. Todd Helton loved to watch them play. He invited the ball club, the entire team, to come to St. Louis to watch a Rockies game. And as Mike said, he took care of everything. He got us in the dugout, got us to walk on the field during batting practice. You can imagine when you're 14 and Todd Helton is doing all that for you. And then to be on the same team last year with Colorado was pretty overwhelming. So Mike at 5'10", 205 pounds, 26 years old. The 1-1 pitch of the right-hand batter, and that's low and inside. 2-1, the count to Mike McHenry. McHenry, a couple of years ago, was scheduled to play for the USA World Cup team, but just before the tournament, a foul ball hit him in the ear. Took stitches. He got a concussion. He couldn't play. He hits a high fly ball, not to deep left. Rivera on the run makes the catch, tagging up just to draw the throw, and that's all. Is Ludwig. So Rivera had to come charging in. That would have given him added impetus behind the throw. So McHenry unable to pick up his man. A frustrating at bat. Second and third, 2 out, and the batter is James McDonald. McDonald, at least his numbers say he's not much of a hitter, but he does have 3 runs batted in. Strikes out about a third of the time. Dodgers have been burned 4 times by opposing pitchers hitting a home run. Ross Ollendorf the other night hit that 3-run home run to beat the Dodgers. McDonald fouls it away. Back in August, Cliff Lee hit a solo home run against Hiroki Kuroda that gave the Phillies a 2-1 win. In July, John Lannon had a 2-run home run off Kuroda, and the Nationals won that. And also in July, Daniel Hudson of Arizona took Lilly deep for a run, and Arizona won that game 4-1. So Ted working on McDonald. James, left-hand batter, looks at a pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-2. Lilly trying to get out of the inning cheaply enough. He got by McHenry, who hit the fly ball, but not deep enough to pick up Ludwig. 0-2 the count to James McDonald. Lilly delivers fastball in the dirt. Nice save by Fedorovich. By the way, Ted Lilly has 2 wild pitches. So Tim puts the lid on that thing as he just makes sure his body blocks it. And the runners hold at second and third. 2 out, 1-2 the count, with the Dodgers trying to hold on to what is now a 3-1 lead. Lilly hands it his sides. Now Ted to a stretch. Checks the runners, and the 1-2 pitch swung on, little comebacker. Lilly has it, lobs it over to Loney, and that's that. So the key was the fly ball by McHenry. 1 run comes over for Pittsburgh, and at the end of an inning and a half, Dodgers 3. Fan Appreciation Day. The Dodgers saluting their fans when they face the Pirates at 1:10. Prizes given away throughout the game, including tickets, season tickets for next year, a sharp high-definition TV, autographed Dodger memorabilia, and a brand new Hyundai Elantra. For tickets, lists of prizes, and official rules, visit Dodgers.com/fan appreciation today. Jerry Sands followed by Tim Fedorovich and then Ted Lilly. Jerry's average now at .218, 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Jerry playing just about every day, and during this homestand hitting .471. Though the right-hand hitting outfielder takes a look at a pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Since being called up from Albuquerque on the 6th, he's made 10 starts, and he's hitting .290 over that stretch. He holds up on a pitch that's not in there. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count. During this homestand, he's 8 for 17, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and a little modest 5-game hitting streak. 1-1 pitch, make it a 6-game hitting streak. He lines one into center field. So Jerry Sands fighting not just to make the ball club, he is fighting to be an everyday fixture in the outfield, and gets himself the base hit. Now the catcher Tim Fedorovich coming up. Fedorovich checking at third with Tim Wallach before getting in. Dodgers scored 3 in the first inning, a 3-run home run by James Loney. That's right, he did it at the end of last night, and James did it at the beginning today. Fedorovich hitting .333 as Loney visits in the dugout with his teammates. Fedorovich 1 hit, 3 at-bats. Right-hand batter takes inside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count to Tim. Fedorovich again backs out and looks at Tim Wallach. Made his first big league start Thursday and picked up his first big league hit when he singled against Ross Ollendorf. 1 ball and no strikes. Fedorovich waits, looks, and pays a strike for the privilege. 1-1 the count. Tim Fedorovich out of Apex, North Carolina, facing James McDonald. 3 straight very successful years for the University of North Carolina, and Tim was hitting right in the middle of the lineup all the time. The 1-1 pitch taken high. Ball 2, 2-1. So James McDonald off to a shaky start. He gave up a walk, 2 singles, a home run for 3 in the first inning, and then gives up a single to the leadoff man Jerry Sands here in the second. James out of a stretch. The 2-1 pitch, instead he backs off the rubber. Waiting on deck, Ted Lilly. McDonald being very deliberate right now, reading McHenry signs. The 2-1 pitch is taken up and in, ball 3. So McDonald really fighting it. He's made 26 pitches. Gave up the single to Sands. He's behind to Fedorovich. 3-1. Would have given up more in the first inning, except Gordon was picked off by catcher McHenry. There goes Sands on ball 4. The first and second. Nobody out, second inning. 3-1 Dodgers, and Ted Lilly coming up. By the way, we have a minute. We'd like to salute Jason Grilli. Jason Grilli is a reliever with the Pirates. He's 6'5", 225. He'll be 35 years old in November. The reason we want to salute him, this is a special day, September the 19th for Jason Grilli. Not only did Jason make his major league debut on this date in 2005, but his father, Steve Grilli, also made his debut on this date, September the 19th. 30 years apart. His dad came up in 1975, and to top it off, both father and son made their debuts 30 years to the day with the same team, the Detroit Tigers. So somewhere down there, we'd like to send our best wishes to Jason Grilli of the Pirates. All right, Pirates look bunt. Lilly shows bunt, takes off the plate. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Lilly so far this year has 4 sacrifices. He also has 3 runs batted in, and he strikes out a little less than 20% of the time. So trying to help his own cause, he has Sands at second, Fedorovich at first, and he'd like to move them up a notch. 3-1 Dodgers, looking for more. Second inning, a rather shaky James McDonald out there on the mound. James ERA a little over 4. Right-hander ready, and his 1-0 pitch to Lilly. He's taking high, ball 2, and Lilly was not going to bunt. He suddenly pulled the bat back and straightened up at the plate. So McDonald is struggling. He has now made 29 pitches, and he's behind 2-0 to his opposing pitcher. James gave up his 23rd home run of the year in the first inning. Right-hander ready, looks at the runners. The pitch is on the outside corner. Lilly was around to bunt, pulled the bat back. So it's a 2-1 count. Check the scoreboard. That's 3-0. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Wallach shepherding the flock. Derek Lee on the grass. So is third baseman Brandon Wood. Lilly shows bunt, and the 2-1 pitch bunted in the air, caught by Derek Lee. So we have an out. So Lilly pops the bunt up, and with 1 away, D. Gordon will be coming up.
Shortstop number 9, D. Gordon.
D. Gordon singled to the hole at short in the first inning and was nailed trying to get back to first. He broke to steal, decided perhaps he didn't have enough jump, and before he could get back to the bag, McHenry nailed him with a throw to Derek Lee. So Gordon 1 for 1, hitting .281. McDonald ready, and James over the top, and he's in the dirt. It's pushed out in front by McHenry. 1 ball and no strikes. We saw Ryan Doumit in the first 2 games, and Doumit really wears the Dodgers out. Doumit had 2 hits last night. He had a single and a double in the first game, but tonight he's just a spectator. The 1-0 pitch on the way is fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Pirates, catching, you would say, is very much up in the air. When they signed young Matt Pagnozzi, that means they had 9 catchers. Pagnozzi became their 52nd player. So they're kind of wheeling and dealing. And Pagnozzi right now in deep conversation. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to D. Gordon. He has a look at a soft pitch away and a 2-1 count. Infield is back in double play depth. Gordon has grounded into a double play, in case you wonder. 1. So 2 on, Sands at second, Fedorovich at first, 1 away. And the 2-1 pitch, Gordon backs off. It almost hit him on the left foot. Ball 3. So McDonald burned with the home run ball and pitching behind. And you continue to pitch behind in the big leagues, and you're going to be left behind. So James has to start throwing some strikes. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Gordon, and it's swung on and fouled back. So D. Gordon up there with a full count and 1 down. McDonald very aware of the runners. James looks in to get a sign. Sands at second, Fedorovich at first, 1 out. McDonald set, the runners turn back because McDonald does a 360 on the rubber. 3-2 the count. Basically with J. Mack, fastball, curve, and change. Started throwing sliders last year. 3-2 pitch, runners hold, and it's a ground ball picked up by Derek Lee. They get 1. That's it. Nice play by Derek Lee because the ball was hit very hard. Derek backhanded it, went to his knees, and got the force play. So Fedorovich is erased, 3-6. Taking third is Sands. Gordon is at first, and the batter will be Justin Sellers. Well, they picked Gordon off in the first inning. We'll see what he does this time as Sellers checks in. Gordon has stolen 21 bases. Sands down the line from third. For McDonald, he has 4 wild pitches. As we always do with a runner at third, we look it up. So here's Sellers, who walked in the first inning, rode home on the home run by Loney. It's 3-1 Dodgers, second inning. McDonald delivers, and it's low and inside, ball 1. So he's unable to get off on the right foot. He's behind on just about every hitter. Sellers backs out, looks down to Wallach. See, maybe they'll have him take a pitch and see if Gordon tries to run. McDonald set again, looks over at Gordon. There he goes, and the pitch is fouled at the plate. Gordon, I think, would have stolen in the first inning, except Sellers fouled a pitch off. It wasn't so much that he swung this time. He checked his swing, but fouled it off. So Gordon is denied another possible stolen base. That what makes the number 2 hitter so important behind a rabbit. I mean, he's got to be very patient to let that runner go. 1-1 the count to Justin Sellers, and D takes his lead. McDonald set, checks the runners. Gordon does not go, and the pitch is high and away. So once again, McDonald is behind in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow will be the concluding game of the series, end of the year between these two. Brad Lincoln will go against Chad Billingsley, and remember, it's Fan Appreciation Day. Now the 2-1 pitch instead of faking a look. 2 down, second inning, 3-1 Dodgers. Gordon at first, Sands down the line from third. James ready, another look, no action, and the pitch is swung on and missed. 2-2. So Gordon is still there at first. On deck, Matt Kemp. So Gordon trying to read McDonald and get a jump if he can. Sands quietly off the bag at third. 2-2 pitch. Gordon does not go, and it's foul back. So the deuce is still wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and the Dodgers lead by 2, 3-1, with Kemp waiting in the on-deck circle. J-Mac, as they call him, has now made 42 pitches, and he's only in the second inning. Gordon bluffs, and the pitch squirted to the right of the mound. McDonald just feeds Lee, and that's that. So Sellers thrown out 1-3. For the Dodgers, they wind up leaving 2, and at the end of 2, Dodgers 3. The Pirates 3-1. By the way, we looked at the Pirate bullpen to talk about Jason Grilli. In the Dodger bullpen, I would doubt very much if he is there, but we want to send our heartiest congratulations and much love to Mike and Mary McDougald. We'll tell you why in a moment. Ted Lilly ready to pitch to Alex Presley. And the first pitch, Presley shows bunt, takes a strike. Today, Mary McDougald had their first child today. She delivered a boy, Bretton McDougald. So to Mike, fatherhood comes at the age of 34 with much love from all of us, and to Mary and the baby. Strike 1 pitch. That's low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Pirates. Bretton McDougald is a good name. 1-1 pitch on the way. 2-1 the count. Presley, Darno, and McCutchen. Alex hitting .306, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Left-hand batter, plays left and center. The 2-1 pitch on the way is pulled on the ground wide. Diving Loney. It's backed up at second base by Sellers, who throws him out. So Loney tried to flag it. It's just as well he didn't, because it was a pretty easy play for Justin Sellers. So Presley grounds out. Loney gets dirty, and we have 1 out. Covering heads-up play for Ted Lilly. So 1 out here in the third. And the batter, Chase Darno, who struck out in the first inning. Chase hitting .192. He joined a lot of good ball players, frozen on that big, slow curveball. Darno hitting .192, 3 RBIs, and takes the first pitch a bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Darno doesn't hit very many home runs, but he has power to the gaps, especially in left center. In the minor leagues, his high at Altoona, he had 6. In Indianapolis, he had 4. Right-hand hitter swings, doesn't get it, and the count 1-1. Chase moving up the ladder as a prospect. He was signed out of Pepperdine just 3 years ago. One ball and 1 strike. Lilly into the windup. Ted back with that slow curve that got him the first at bat, and that's in there for a strike, and the count 1-2. Lilly have been giving him that slow curveball twice. We'll see what he does now. And the 1-2 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and Chase Darno goes down for the second time. So 2 out in the third inning, and the batter is Andrew McCutchen. So the high fastball got him after the curveball set him up. For Ted Lilly, meanwhile, he has now struck out 3. That will bring up Andrew McCutchen. Now McCutchen went down on a fastball. You don't think of Lilly striking out hitters with that pitch a lot, but that's what he's doing. Starts him with the curve and drops it in for a strike. As Roy Campanella called it, public enemy number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Lilly into the windup, and the strike 1 pitch. Andrew takes the strike, and just like that, curveball, fastball, and the count 0-2. Of course, when you watch Ted Lilly, you are looking at a professional major league pitcher. 35 years old, and he has all the experience in the world and some credentials to go along with it. Strike 2 pitch is low, ball 1, 1-2. Lilly in his career became the 17th active player with 1,500 or more strikeouts. Ted ready, and his 1-2 pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball fouled outside the line down the left field. 1-2 the count. Lilly was born in Lomita, grew up in the Torrance area playing Little League, but he didn't start pitching till he was 12, like so many little kids playing other positions. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, got him swinging. So McCutchen ready to talk to himself, as Darno and McCutchen each strike out twice in their first 2 at-bats. Rivera, and then James Loney in that order. Matt with 33 home runs, 111 runs batted in. Every time that I talk about a home run hitter, I have to go back and think about somebody who never hit a home run. They pitched to Matt in for a strike. The Boston Red Sox had an outfielder named Tom Oliver. He was a center fielder for the Red Sox. Played 4 years in Fenway Park with the Green Monster. Strike one pitch in the dirt. And Tom was a right-hand batter. He had 1,914 at-bats and never hit a home run. Never. And then you look at somebody like Kemp and 33 home runs here. And amazing. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Matt shies away. It's inside. Ball two. 2-1 the count. Of course, the Pirates had some home run hitters. How about Ralph Kiner? In 1946, Ralph Kiner was the first rookie to lead the National League in home runs. He hit 23. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. 2-2. In 1949, Ralph Kiner set another National League record. He had 25 home runs on the road. And of course, not too long ago, first baseman for the Pirates set a record. Dale Long homered in 8 straight games. 2-2 pitch is poked down the right field line out of play, back into the stands. Oh, the count stays 2-2. By the way, Mariano Rivera tied Trevor Hoffman's all-time saves record today against Toronto. Save number 601. Yankees won. Boy, the Yankees have really been brilliant under the sun. 2-2 pitch is grounded foul outside of third. The Yankees in day games are 40-11. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. It's 3-1 Dodgers. James Loney did it again. 3-run home run last night. 3-run home run first time up tonight. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way to Kemp, and he takes low, ball 3. So McDonald pitching overly cautious, it seems. Juan Rivera waiting on deck. J. Mack with a full count on Kemp. Big right hander ready, and his 3-2 fastball is slapped into right center for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Ryan Ludwig, and Matt will hold on with a long single, and that'll bring up Rivera. You know, the Coca-Cola Value Pack is available for Wednesday and Sunday Dodger home games. An ultimate sports value, not only including 4 tickets, 4 Dodger dogs, 4 Cokes, but for all applicable games in September. You'll also receive a Don Mattingly bobblehead with every ticket, all starting at $20 a seat. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/specials today. Here's Rivera, single to left in the first inning, and then Loney followed with the home run. So Matt Kemp takes his lead, bluffs going, and the first pitch high, ball 1. 1-0. I think McDonald saw Kemp bluff and went for the bluff. That distracted him. It wasn't a knockdown pitch at all. It wasn't even a pitch where you would give your catcher a chance to throw. It was just an off-speed thing that reached home plate on the fly. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Instead, a throw to first, and Matt back on the bag. Kemp, remember, has 39 stolen bases. It doesn't look like he's going to have 40 home runs, but he is just a stride or 2 away from his 40th stolen base. 1 ball and no strikes to Juan Rivera. McDonald throws over there. Kemp diving back to the bag. James McDonald, you can just imagine, he wants to pitch well against the Dodgers, the team that signed him, then dealt him away. Now McDonald ready. Another look over at Kemp. He's not going. A pitch out is almost a wild pitch. A great save by Mike McHenry behind the plate. So even on a pitch out, McDonald's having his troubles. And a very, very fine save by McHenry. When Charlie Huff worked with McDonald, he tried to teach him to extend his front side a little more, improve the extension. Hadn't worked right now. There goes Kemp, and the pitch fouled at the plate. Matt going head first to no avail. They break the news to him. They go back to first. So the Dodgers have really been unfortunate in the sense I was sure Gordon would have stolen a base in the first inning. I was sure he was going to steal a base in the second. Each time Sellers fouled it off. And now Matt Kemp breaks to steal, and Rivera fouls it off. 2-1 the count. So Gordon saying, I've been there, and laughing over Matt going in head first and getting dirty. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. Instead, throw to first. The other thing McDonald said that Huff taught him was to raise his glove side arm, get his front side up to kind of deceive in the windup. He's been in trouble in each inning. And the 2-1 pitch coming up. Kemp's not going on a long fly ball to left field. She is gone to the back of the Dodger bullpen. It is 5-1 Dodgers. And J-Mac has now given up 24 home runs. Juan Rivera drives one into the Dodger bullpen, his 4th home run of the year. 37 runs batted in. They are moving around in the Pirate bullpen, and in a minute they'll have somebody throwing. Rivera's last home run was in St. Louis on the 24th of August. So Rivera drives it out. Matt Kemp trots home, and the Dodgers lead 5-1. And here's James Loney. And he takes under the hands inside for ball 1, 1-0. So McDonald pitching tentatively, pitching behind, and you're just not going to get by up here with that. And he's now behind 2-0 to Loney. Although, in all honesty, when Loney homered in the first inning, James went after the first pitch. D. Gordon had a base hit in the first inning. He hit the first pitch. But if you're up there long enough, McDonald will fall behind, and then you're in command. 2-0 pitch to Loney, way off the plate. Ball 3. So James McDonald having a tough time tonight. He was born here in Long Beach. His 3-0 pitch on the way to Loney. Taken for a strike. 3-1. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 1 hit for the Pirates. That was a double by Josh Harrison. Now the 3-1 pitch, and Loney fouls it back. 3-2 the count. Well, the notes on McDonald, the fact that he's a fly ball pitcher. Fly ball pitchers, of course, live very dangerously. And the fly balls, a couple of them tonight, have gone out. McDonald ready, and the 3-2 pitch to Loney is swung on and fouled away. Dodgers trying to make it 5 out of 7 and clinch the season series from Pittsburgh. Dodgers haven't lost a series to Pittsburgh since they lost 5 of 9 back in 2000. Of course, for the Pirates, they've had a losing season 19 years in a row. 3-2 pitch is hit inside third of all places and down the line. Loney is on his way for 2, and he'll make it easily by the time Alex Presley gets it back to the infield. So McDonald is not long for the game, I wouldn't think. With the Dodgers leading 5-1, 7 hits, and now a double by Loney and nobody out. So James hits it inside third down the line. Ball didn't go all the way. It went to the tarp roller and stayed there. So Presley had to come a long way to get it. So Loney with a home run and a double James has 11 home runs, 26 doubles. And the Dodgers breezing 5-1 and hold everything now. Ray Searage, the pitching coach, going out to talk to J-Mac. Among other things, it'll give somebody a little extra time to get ready in the Pirate bullpen. It can be such a cruel game, can it? I mean, here's a kid signed by the Dodgers. I'm sure he dreamt of pitching one day at Dodger Stadium. He's 26 years old, and he got close. And finally, in 2008 and 9, he was with the Dodgers, and now comes back. Now tonight coming back as a 9-game winner, and things have just come apart. Back of it, Aaron Thompson, a left-hander, begins to throw in the bullpen. For J-Mac, he has allowed 5 runs, 7 hits. He's made 62 pitches. And Aaron Miles coming up with Loney at second base. The biggest thing, of course, that's needed if you're the manager, the pitching coach, with all young players, patience. Miles takes very high, ball 1. So both Clint Hurdle and Ray Searage trying to exercise some patience. Remember, if you were watching last night when young Jeff Locke was pitching and finally came out after 3 innings, Ray Searage talked to him like a Dutch uncle. There's Jeff leaning on the railing, taking in the action. The 1-0 pitch to Miles, that's low. So again, J-Mac, it's consistent. The only consistent thing about him tonight has been his inconsistency. And behind 2-0 to Miles. On deck, Jerry Sands. 5-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 3rd. Don't forget, Fan Appreciation Day tomorrow. Now the 2-0 pitch to Aaron Miles. And the switch hitter pops it up. Left side, third baseman Brandon Wood will make the catch. And Loney has to hold at second. So Miles pops up for the first out, and Jerry Sands will be the batter. Sands singled straight up the middle in his first at bat. Sands, with that single, keeps his little streak alive. He is now hit safely in 6. So Jerry at the plate, Tim Fedorovich on deck. Out of a stretch goes McDonald, and the fastball is high. There it is. He just cannot get the first pitch over for a strike. 1 ball and no strike. Throwing hard when he does let it fly. 5 of 16. That's not many. The 1-0 pitch, and that's in there. 1-1. That first pitch, the fastball, was 96. But he can throw hard. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 runs are in here in the 3rd. Dodgers lead 5-1. Sands waiting. Loney at second. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 1 hit for the Pirates. McDonald ready. James comes back and drops it low and inside. Ball 2. 68 pitches now. McDonald has lost 2 of his last 3 starts. His 2-1 pitch, and Sands fouls it away. 2-2. McDonald struck out Miles in the first inning. That's his only strikeout. It gives him 136. He leads the Pirates in that. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. And that's in the dirt. Goes to the backstop on the wild pitch. Loney goes to third. So for James McDonald, it's become somewhat of a nightmare with the wild pitch. Now a runner at third. McHenry had that bounce up and hit his mask. And by the time he ran it down, it was pretty easy for Loney to just walk over to third. So the infield is forced to play up. McHenry puts the birdcage back on. A 3-2 count to Sands, and Fedorovich waiting on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McDonald out of his stretch, and here he comes. A check swing for strike 3. So Sands, a bum check, and the second strikeout for McDonald, and that'll bring up Fedorovich. By the way, when the Pirates come up in the 4th inning, they'll have Derek Lee, Ryan Ludwig, and Brandon Wood. Two out in the 3rd, 5-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Pirates have 1 hit. That was the double by Harrison, and they have 1 run. Fedorovich flinches on a breaking ball. It drops in for a strike, so there it is. I think that's the 6th batter, that's all, where J. Mack has gotten that first pitch for a strike. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. Fedorovich takes a breaking ball, and a rare time for Knight where McDonald has an 0-2 count. Struck out Sands on a 3-2 pitch. 0-2 to the young catcher. McDonald delivers very high with a fastball, 96, and a 1-2 count. 5-1 Dodgers in the 3rd. Juan Rivera hits one to the back of the Dodger bullpen with a man aboard. James Loney, for the 2nd night in a row, reached the pavilion in deep right center. Put it all together, and the Dodgers have a high 5. Now the 1-2 pitch off the plate. You know, we mentioned that 6 batters, that's all, have gotten a strike on the first pitch. 4 of the 5 got hits in that at-bat. 2 who hit the first pitch. So Fedorovich is the only batter to fall behind, 0-2, and he strikes out swinging. So for J. Mack, he strikes out Sands and Fedorovich. Might be a bit of a reprieve. However, he can't get over. El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5, get one of 5 tasty combos. They're the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they're gone. By your local Mazda dealers. And by Time Warner Cable. 4th inning, 5-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Ray Searage again sitting alongside a beleaguered and upset young pitcher as James McDonald thinks of what might have been and what has happened thus far. But it's only the 4th inning. Bucks lead 5-1. Derek Lee, who walked and scored the run in the second inning, will start it off. Slow curveball drops in for a strike. That thing comes up there at 60 some odd miles an hour. Derek Lee grew up in Japan. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was in Japan from age 2, and he left when he was 11 years old. And as he said, I just remember going to the ballpark all the time and running around. Slice foul out of play. As Derek said, it was pretty westernized. A lot of people over there, especially now, speak English. But Derek attended an international elementary school in Japan with students from all over the world. And as he said, I took the blinders off. And he looks at strike 3 call with the blinders off. And we have 1 away. That would be strikeout number 5 for Ted Lilly. 1 away. Dodgers lead 5-1. Fastball shoots in at the knees. Ryan Ludwig now challenging Ted Lilly. Ludwig walked in the second inning. Way out in front of that. 0-1. When Ludwig was getting married, that was 9 years ago, to his wife Joni, he had suffered a stress fracture in his left hip and could barely make it down the aisle. But then, after he was married, it was that subsequent 7-month layoff during which his career seemed to be slipping away. That really put a lot of pressure on Ludwig, fighting depression, worrying about the future. Little foul ball, and you can't blame him. He thought he might never play again. A 6-inch titanium rod fixed the hip, but then in September of '03 he tore up his right knee in a collision, so he had 2 serious surgeries in 2 years. And he was in Buffalo and he was hitting .191, and wouldn't you know, he was hit by a pitch and broke his right wrist. So it's amazing what some of these players go through, how they ever survive and continue with their careers. Ryan's been playing since 1999, and he's had some serious knocks along the way. 1-2. Foul back on a check swing. One thing, after the broken wrist, it was just too much. I mean, Ryan just thought, I've had it. The hip, the knee, the wrist. And he was going to quit. But his wife talked him out of it. And boy, that's been a big thing. That was '03. Here we are in 11, and he's still playing in the big leagues. And strikes out. For Ludwig in the series, he struck out twice last night. He did have a walk, a single, and a double in the first game. So for Ted Lilly, all he has done has struck out 4 in a row. He now has a half a dozen strikeouts. And the batter is Brandon Wood. Couple of scores. San Diego beat Arizona 3-1. D-backs have now lost 3 in a row, starting with the Kershaw game here Wednesday night. That's ball 1. Tonight they got on the scoreboard when the second batter of the game, Aaron Hill, homered. That was the same Aaron Hill who stole third against Ted Lilly, and that ruined Lilly's game against the D-backs. 1-1 to Brandon Wood. Well, Aaron Hill homered, and that was it. Wade LeBlanc beat Arizona tonight, and for Heath Bell, picked up his 39th save. 1-1. Fastball lifted back at first down the line, slanting over Sellers. Young man in a hurry to make the catch. So Justin Sellers, a fine play on the pop fly inside the line in right field. And the Dodgers heading for the dugout, leading 5-1. Pirates 5-1. Dodgers 5 runs, 7 hits. Pirates 1 run, 1 hit. Dodgers had a 3-run home run in the first inning, hit by James Loney, and they had a 2-run home run in the third inning by Juan Rivera. James McDonald struggled and had to come out. 77 pitches in 3 innings, consistently behind, so he'll surrender the ball to Aaron Thompson. Aaron is a Texan, born in Beaumont and lives in Houston. 6'2", about 195, only 24 years old. A graduate of Second Baptist High in Houston. Signed a letter of intent to go with Texas A&M, but then signed with the Florida Marlins. Never made it to the big leagues. He's been pitching professionally since 2005. And Aaron Thompson now gets a chance to shine. He's been in 2 games, 6 innings. He's allowed 10 hits. He has walked 3, struck out 1. So numbers for a kid. And here he goes against Lilly. And ball 1. So Aaron Thompson picking up for James McDonald. That's a strike, 1-1. The Pirate organization, the history of the Pirates, kind of fun to look back at some of the things that has involved the players. There have been a lot of no-hitters pitched. Sandy Koufax pitched a perfect game, but what about the most exciting no-hitter? I mean, really thrilling. Come back into the box. 1 away. The Lilly taps out. 1 out in the 4th inning. Well, if you could turn the clock back a while, you'd find a pitcher by the name of Sad Sam Jones. Sad Sam chewed a toothpick.
Batting next, number 9.
And at Wrigley Field, Chicago, Sam Jones was pitching a no-hitter against the Pittsburgh Pirates for 8 innings. And now he goes out to the mound in the 9th. Place is going bananas. He's pitching a no-hitter. And he proceeds to walk the bases loaded with nobody out. Honest. The first pitch, a strike to Gordon. I mean, you want to talk about an exciting no-hitter. So he walked the bases loaded and turned it around and struck out the next 3 hitters. Walked off the field. Chicago wringing wet with perspiration. And Sad Sam was smiling with a no-hitter. Line drive, base hit for right field. Harrison a dive but couldn't flag it. So D. Gordon has hit the ball hard. He's 2 for 3. lost a hit on a nice play by Derek Lee. Hey, let's get you thinking a little bit. So we'll have our trivia question for tonight. Since 2000, two Dodgers have recorded 40 or more stolen bases in a single season. Can you name them? Since 2000. Well, we'll give you the answer in a little while. One out, Gordon at first. He's been on base 3 times, but he has not stolen a base. I guess the applicable word is yet. That's a strike to Justin Sellers. Twice, Gordon would have had a stolen base, and Justin foul pitches off. So this time he takes the pitch, but Gordon's not going. He hadn't seen a left-hander's move yet. 0-1. And popped in the air foul. Mike McHenry along with Derek Lee. Lee's taller, 6'5", so he makes the catch. So 2 out, and Matt Kemp will be coming up.
Now batting number 27, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp flied to right and single to right. While we wait for Matt, the Giants are leading the Rockies 6-3 in the 8th inning. But the Giants are playing a Rocky team without Carlos Gonzalez, sore wrist, and without Troy Tulowitzki, a bad hip. So the Giants scored 4 in the 8th to take the lead. Carlos Beltran tied the game with a double, and then Brett Pill put him ahead with a triple. Remember, Arizona lost, and the Giants are on a tear. It's a question too late. For San Francisco, they began the day 6 back. If they win tonight, they'll trail Arizona by 5, and they will have won 7. They will also have 10 games left. 10 games left in 5 back. If they win tonight. Gordon trying to learn something about Aaron Thompson's move without being picked off. He's the nicest kid. Gee whiz. Always has that big, warm smile. His dad, Tom, did a great job. Two 2-0 the count to Matt. Matt Kemp with 39 stolen bases. And we gave you that quiz about stealing 40. Fouled away. Of course, the Pirates have had some great players down through the years. How about Barry Bonds? It was 1990, and Barry Bonds became the first player in Major League history. He batted .300. He had 30 home runs. He had 100 runs batted in, and Barry Bonds stole 50 bases that year. Gordon not going on ball 3 at the plate. Waiting on deck, Juan Rivera. So Thompson in a little trouble, got Lilly. Gordon single, got Sellers, and the 3-1 pitch to Matt Kemp. Gordon not going on ball 4. So Thompson in a little trouble, first and second with 2 out.
Number 33, Juan Rivera.
Rivera single to left in the first inning, and then hit a 2-run home run with Kemp aboard in the 3rd. Rivera, 4 home runs, 37 runs batted in, hitting .286. And he has been a wonderful addition to the Dodgers this year. This is a good night for him, the single and the home run, especially because he was 0 for his last 19 at bats. Takes a strike, 0-1. Dodgers are 500 at home, 38-38. They're 500 against the Central Division, 2020. 2 under 500 on the road. For the year, Dodgers are 2 games under 500. 1-1 the count to Rivera, hitting .286. Fastball in there, 1-2. By the way, forgot to tell you, we were talking about Sad Sam Jones, who chewed the toothpick and got that extremely exciting no-hitter. That year, he lost 20 games. 20 games. But you'll remember the no-hitter. Boy, Sam Jones pitched for the Giants, and we're talking about when the Dodgers played in the Coliseum. 1-2. That's ball 2. And in a Giant Dodger game, Sam looked like he had another no-hitter. The Giant shortstop made, let's say, a questionable play. And Charlie Park, the late Charlie Park, right here in Los Angeles, was the official scorer and ruled it a base hit. And the game ended, and Sam had pitched a one-hitter. And was he hot? Ground ball slowly to third, on the bag for the final out in the inning. Anyway, we had him on the postgame show. He came up into the booth, which was suspended from the tunnel, and he slammed the It's 5-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Remember the trivia question that we gave you a little bit while ago. Since 2000, 2 Dodgers have recorded 40 or more stolen bases in a single season. Can you name them? And the answer, Dave Roberts did it twice, and so did Juan Pierre. By the way, with Matt Kemp going for his 40th stolen base, he would join rather illustrious company. Dave Roberts stole 45 bases in 2002, 40 in 2003. Juan Pierre stole 64 bases in 2007 and 40 in 2008. Pop fly, shallow right, Sands is there. For Matt Kemp, when you look at his numbers, you can see 34 out of 42, then last year just 19 out of 34, and he has learned 39 out of 49, and no doubt the presence of Davey Lopes had to help the development of Matt Kemp. 5-1 Dodgers. Harrison a fly ball. This is McHenry. The catcher flied to left field. And that's a strike. Lilly sailing along, has a half a dozen strikeouts, including 4 in a row. Mike hitting .229, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Out in front, 0-2. Matt Pagnozzi, one of the 9 catchers, comes out on deck. 0-2. Ground ball back at third. Nice stop by Miles. Up and got him. Wonderful play by Aaron Miles. Going to the chalk, getting up. And McHenry, a young catcher, runs very well and robbed of a hit. Take another look. Diving, scrambling to his feet. Just did nip him at first base. So Mac Pagnozzi coming up. His uncle, as we look at Aaron after that big play. Matt Pagnozzi, his uncle is a former All-Star catcher, Tom Pagnozzi of the Cardinals. Ball 1. Matt is 6'2", 195, born in Arizona. Went to Central Arizona Junior College. Slice to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Pagnozzi making the turn, and he will hold on.
Left fielder, number 44.
Matt had played with the Cardinals, following in his uncle's footsteps. Now gets the base hit. Matt signed with the Cardinals, then moved over into the Rockies organization, and he was claimed off waivers by Pittsburgh. That's a strike. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 2 hits for the Bucks. It's been McDonald and Thompson. Presley grounded out twice in the 3rd inning. Looked like he had a base hit, and he was robbed by Sellers. Presley hitting .304. Daniel Moscas is throwing in the pen, and that's popped in the air. Loney, Sellers calling, and that's the 3rd out. So no runs, a hit, a man left, and at the end of 4.5 innings, 5-1 Dodgers. to the West Coast. Last night, he hit one into the pavilion after bouncing it off the top of the wall with 2 men aboard. Tonight, in the first inning, he got a fastball above the knees from J-Mac and deposited that in the pavilion. So his last 2 at-bats were 3-run home runs. Then in the third inning, Loney came up and promptly doubled the left and got to third on a wild pitch. Clint Hurdle goes to the bullpen again and brings in left-hander Daniel Moskos. Loney with 10, trying to catch up and pass his production last year, and he still has a few games left. Moskos, the left-hander, lives in Phoenix, born in South Carolina, graduate of Damien High School, named in the San Gabriel Valley for honors. Towering fly ball, and it'll be the center fielder McCutcheon. So Loney doesn't hang around. Hits the first pitch for an out. He hit the first pitch for a home run in the first inning.
Batting next, third baseman Aaron Miles.
For Daniel Moskos, he was named to the San Gabriel Valley and Inland Valley All-Star team as a senior. He was tabbed as an All-Southern California pick as a senior. Went on to pitch at Clemson. He won the Roger Clemens Award watch list, college baseball's pitcher of the year. He was one of 50 semifinalists for the Golden Spikes Award. So they really think a lot of him. And that's ball 1 to Aaron Miles, batting right-handed. Moskos, as we mentioned, a first-round pick. 6'1" and 210. Like so many good college players, especially in the East. In the East, you go to the Cape Cod League, and that's where he went. Check swing foul. Miles struck out, popped up, batting left-handed. One out, 5th inning. Dodgers 5, Pirates 1. Next pitch is low, ball 3. Mentioned earlier about the exciting no-hitter turned in by Sad Sam Jones against the Pirates. How about Harvey Haddix? Ground ball, nice backhanded stop by Ward, bouncing the throw, and Lee drops it. So Wood makes a good play, and you'd expect the first baseman really to catch that. Wasn't that hard?
Jerry Sands.
Backhand is the good play, throwing from foul ground, a bounce, and Lee just dropped it. If I was going to give an error, it would go to Lee, but we'll see. I mean, you figure you got to catch a ball on a bounce. It wasn't like short hop that ate him up. Well, he's been at the ends of good plays, bad plays. We haven't got a scoring yet, but we do know Jerry Sands is at the plate. 1 out, Dodgers lead 5-1. Foul ball. The name Harvey Haddix. If you don't know about him, you should remember a most memorable game. Admittedly, back in 1959, Harvey Haddix pitched a perfect 12 innings against the Atlanta Braves. A perfect 12. Don't you know, he lost it in the 13th. By the way, with Derek Lee unable to handle a bounce throw, he will draw the error, and he should, rather than pin it on Brandon Wood. One ball and 1 strike. Jerry Sands singled in the second inning, so he's hit safely in 6 in a row. In the dirt, nice save by McHenry. Mike doing a good job back there. 2-1 to count to Jerry Sands. The Dodgers and the Bucks. Well, the Bucks have stopped here, but they'll be moving on after tomorrow. Brad Lincoln and Chad Billingsley, Fan Appreciation Day. And we'll say goodbye to Clint Hurdle and the Pirates. and then await the arrival of the Giants, who are trying desperately to make a move. Ground ball, base hit. Sands driving it into right field. Boy, he's got strength going that way, and he is 2 for 3 tonight to continue his blazing hot hitting. So Sands coming up with a hard ground ball single. Jerry 2 for 3 with a 6-game hitting streak. He is now, let's see, 10 for 20. He's hitting 500 during the streak. He's hitting well over 300 against left-hand pitching. Well, he is. Well, he's still called a prospect, but boy, he just looks better every day. Fedorovich walked and struck out, 0 for 1. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. Pirates 1 run, 2 hits. The home run ball jumped up and bit J-Mac twice. Loney's 3-run home run in the first inning. Rivera's 2-run home run in the third. That accounts for the 5. And for James McDonald, that home run ball has haunted him anyway. He's given up 24. But if he needs any consolation, all he has to do is go over to the Dodger dugout, not to talk to James Loney, but talk to Ted Lilly, who has given up 28 home runs this year. 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Ronson Arroyo is having a terrible time giving up home runs. We always talk about Robin Roberts one year giving up 46. So J-Mac has to be consoled. Even Hall of Famers have given up a lot of home runs. 2-1. Pretty good sinker down and away. 2-2 the count. 1 out, 2 on. 5-1 Dodgers in the 5th. It's been McDonald, Thompson, and now Muscus. Tim Fedorovich. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball into left field, base hit. Here comes Miles. No play. Stopping at second is Sands, and the Dodgers lead 6-1. So Fedorovich, a base hit and a run batted in. So Muscus, because of the error by Derek Lee, gives up a run. Still only 1 out. Ted Lilly coming up with runners at first and second. We'll see if the bunt is called for. Lilly tried to bunt back in the second inning and popped it up. And in the 4th inning, hit back to the box. So for Tim Fedorovich, his first career RBI. They call him FedEx, and he delivers. Came out of the Boston Red Sox organization. Dodgers are very high on him. 6 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 2 hits for the Pirates. We're in the 5th inning, and here's Lilly. Bucks look bunt. There it is. And it's to the third baseman, so that guarantees movement. And the Dodgers now have runners at second and third. So Fedorovich advancing to second. Gary Sands goes to third. And D. Gordon coming up. Gordon is 2 for 3. Hit one to the hole at short. Hit the ball very hard. It was fielded by Derek Lee, and he got a force play. And then in the 4th inning, D single to right. So Gordon moving his average to 283 with 9 runs batted in. Really fun to see the young players beginning to develop. Gordon, Sellers, Sands, now Fedorovich. Ball one. Justin Sellers waiting on deck. Sellers getting his bat ready. Infield is back, so we'll see about Gordon with first base open. He slaps it back a third, slicing foul. It will drop back in the crowd. And Kangaroo back up about 10 rows. D. Gordon. You get the feeling he's going to be around here a long time. He's 5'11". After Thanksgiving dinner, he weighs about 150 pounds. 23 years old, out of Florida. Went to Seminole Community College. Bouncer up the middle. Short hop. Oh, what a nice play by Josh Harrison to get D. Gordon on a ball hit up the middle. That was a dandy. So the Dodgers get one, and at the end of 5, Dodgers lead the Pirates 6-1. Seven-minute rain delay, and then Tom Browning pitched a perfect game against the Dodgers that took an hour and 55. Well, on this date in 1996, we had a 2-hour rain delay in Colorado, and Hideo Nomo went to a messy mound. He had a pitch out of a stretch in the second inning, and believe it or not, in the rain, in the mist, in the cold, Hideo did what people thought could not ever happen. He pitched a no-hitter in Denver. We could easily have stayed in the hotel. Dodgers won that game 9-0. Let's go back to this one. Ted Lilly staked to a 6-1 lead. Chase Darno with ball one. Chase has struck out twice. Once the curveball froze him at the plate, and then the last time up he struck out on a fastball. Darno 0 for 4 in the first game, was hit by a pitch. So he's 0 for 6 and pops it up. Big league pop fly way up there. Sellers. So Darno pops it up, 1 away in the 6th. And the batter will be Andrew McCutchen. Boy, that thing was high.
Center fielder number 22, Andrew McCutchen.
Of course, the big leaguers, and when we say big league pop fly, they hit pop flies like no one else. Towering. Here's McCutchen. He'd like to make contact. He struck out in the first inning, struck out in the third. When Andrew struck out in the third, that was the beginning where Ted Lilly struck out 4 in a row. He got Arno, then he got McCutchen. Then the next inning, he got Lee and Ledward. 1 ball and no strikes to Andrew. And ball 2. Pirates have had some marvelous players through the years. Two and 0. And a high fly ball to Matt Kemp. That's a big league fly ball, just waiting and waiting. So quickly, 2 out in the 6th inning. And Derek Lee will be coming up.
Baseman number 25, Derek Lee.
Derek Lee walked, scored the run, and struck out. There's that big curveball. He just drops that thing in there. It's about 67 miles an hour. And tonight it's been a big rainbow curve with a pot of gold at the end of it. 1-1. Pirate organization has also been frustrated. Way back in the early 50s, that's going to be hit in the air to left field, and Rivera will play it on a bounce. Back in the early 50s, they had bonus babies. That's before the free agent draft that came into being in 1965. And the Pirates really shook up the baseball world. There was a fellow named Paul Pettit, a pitcher, and the Pirates gave him $100,000. And believe me, in the early 50s, $100,000 to sign was a headline. Well, it didn't really work out. Paul Pettit wound up winning 1 game. But Cleveland topped Pittsburgh. That's a strike. Ludwig has walked and struck out. Cleveland gave a fellow named Joe Davidson $125,000. That was an even bigger headline. He never won a game. Didn't pitch an inning in the major leagues. So the so-called bonus babies eventually disappeared. Another high foul. Loney taking a look. And it comes back. And that'll happen a lot here. You start going to the stands. Most of the time Loney picks that off because the ball then drifts back towards the field. This time he took his eye off it to see where the stands were, and it came back all right and landed behind him. 0-2 the count to Ryan Ludwig. No error. Ryan hitting .239, 12 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Fastball. Sneaks that thing in there at 84. He has gotten it around 88. I think the hardest that Ted has thrown tonight, 89. But he is truly a major league pitcher. 0-2. Foul back. Lilly had made 76 pitches through 5 innings. Though he's in the 80s now. 0-2 to Ryan Ludwig. And a throw to first. Lee doesn't figure to do any running most of the time, and it would be very doubtful to see him running with a team down by 5. Lilly's last time out against Arizona, he made 101 pitches. But remember, he had to come out in the 6th inning. Breaking ball hit foul, though it's still 0-2. Lilly's high in pitching this year as he works on Ludwig. 105 pitches for an average. Most pitches in a game. He went 7 innings against Colorado and made 110 pitches. But he's usually not around that at all. He has had 100 or more pitches 6 times. And fastball, and down goes Ludwig, striking out a second time. That's 7 strikeouts for Ted Lilly. And at the end of 5.5 innings, 6-1 Dodgers. Single to the hole at short. We were waiting to see him steal, but Mike McHenry fired to first, and Derek Lee just did get him as the hand was touching the bag. Right there to call it, Mike Mochlinski, the first base umpire. And so they nailed Gordon, who was not about to argue. He just got up, got in the dugout, and kind of shook his head and said no to his teammates. Meanwhile, we are happy to see Jared Hughes. We'll tell you why in a minute. Jarrett's a 4th-round pick with the Pirates out of Long Beach State. He was born in Connecticut, in Stamford. And reading from the press guide that the Pirates furnish everybody, it said that he lives in Aliso Viejo. Well, we got a note from his agent saying, no, you got the facts wrong. So hopefully we have it right now. He grew up near L.A., went to Santa Margarita High School in Laguna Beach. And he gets a strike. He logged over 50 hours of Christian service while in high school, so he's quite a fine young man. He's a big fella. I mean, he lives wherever he lives. He's 6'7", checks in about 230, and he's 25 years old. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Darno makes the play. So we have one away here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the batter will be Justin Sellers. Let's get back to Jared Hughes. In his junior high school season, after that he pitched for Team USA against Japan in the Goodwill game. He took a scholarship to Santa Clara instead of signing with the Devil Rays, and then he decided and transferred to Long Beach State. And he eventually signed with the Pirates in 2006. Jared Hughes working now on the big boy, Matt Kemp. Juan Rivera on deck. Down and away. Jared Hughes, his grandfather, played baseball at the University of North Carolina and then in the Dodger organization. So he's got a Dodger touch in him. 1-2 the count. Kemp got that on the foot, so timeout. One out in the 6th. Matt Kemp followed by Rivera. Take another look. Got him on the instep of the left foot. The Matt has to walk that thing off, and that really hurts. Still not ready. So for Matt, it's a question of just take your time and wait till it goes away. Talking about Jared Hughes, the big right-hander, his four-seamer has been clocked as high as 97, and the pitch that just got Kemp, that's that two-seam that sinks a great deal, and he throws that thing up to 92. Then he has a curveball working on consistency, a slider and a change. Well, Nancy Patterson out there to make sure that Matt Kemp is okay. And if you ask Jared about his bread and butter pitch as Nancy looks on, Jared says his sinker is the big pitch, and that almost sunk Kemp. And that's probably banged to center for a base hit. So Matt, on 1 foot, bangs it for his second hit. He also has a walk, though he's 2 for 3. Fly to right, single to right, walk, now singles to center. So Jared Hughes gives up the base hit. Jared appeared briefly in the Kuroda game. He made 19 pitches, allowed a bunt single, and that's all. Now he gives up the single to Kemp, and he faces Juan Rivera. And there goes Matt. There goes the ball. Well, Kemp is on his way to third, and he has done it. 40 stolen bases for Matt Kemp on a bad foot. That's something to get a foul on the instep, walk in pain, then get a base hit, and then promptly steal your 40th. And then take third for good measure on the throw to center. So for Davey Lopes, his pride and joy, his #1 pupil, has reached 40. One ball and no strikes with the infield up. That's in there. Well, the Giants beat the Rockies 6-5. Giants scored 4 in the 8th inning and hung on in Colorado. Mike McHenry drew the error on that throw into center field. Foul back. Take another look at Matt Kemp. Solely with the sore foot, but the pain went away, and the belly whopper, and then with the throw from McHenry winding up into center, he jogs to third. By the way, don't lose track of it. Arizona lost. They've lost 3 in a row. The Giants have just won. They have won 7 in a row. The Giants trail Arizona by 5. And the Giants have 10 games left. A few years ago, I remember Philadelphia had a 6-game lead with 12 games left and lost it. That was back when Gene Mauch was the manager. So you know what? The Giants have some big games coming up right here. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Boy, you never know, do you? Giants making a move. They played 152 games. So have Arizona, so they each have 10. And you might say it's up to the schedule to decide the issue. 2-2 the count. Rivera trying to pick up Kemp, and the infield up. And a good sinking fastball down and in, and down goes Rivera. 2 out. Say Dodger and Bruin fans unite for UCLA night at Dodger Stadium Tuesday. Dodgers and Giants. Fans in attendance receive a blue and gold LA cap, compliments of State Farm, and to show your support for both teams, buy your tickets now at Dodgers.com/promotion. But it might not just be a promotional night. Not when the Giants try to creep a little bit closer. 5 back with 10 to play. Our condolences to Rick Neuheisel and UCLA losing today to Texas, while USC pounded Syracuse. Well, here's Loney. 3-run home run, a double, and a fly ball. James 2 for 3. Trying to get Kemp home. Ball 1. So Jared Hughes, local boy, making his second appearance. 1-0 to Loney. 11 home runs, 58 ribbies, and a strike. And that's in the dirt, but not far enough. Kemp starts, then stops. 2-1 the count. Well, we see Jared Hughes wearing number 70. When you see the high numbers, you know they're rookies battling. I think the highest number, 99. That's ball 3. Another nice save by McHenry. Manny Ramirez, couple of guys. Bill Boiselle with the Giants had 96. Well, that was the name of the town he was from in South Carolina. Joe Beimel, who pitched here, he wore 97. There's ball 4 to James Loney. I think 99 is the highest, and I can't think of who wore it. So here's Aaron Miles, struck out, popped up, reached on the error. Aaron, 2 hitters, one when the bases are empty, one when there are men on base. He's also 2 hitters because he's a switch hitter. Tonight 0 for 2 left, 0 for 1 right, and now his third at bat, left-handed. Ball 1. Kemp trying to shake up Hughes. He came down the line about 30 feet, about a third of the way. Didn't bother Jared. Dodgers 6, Pirates 1. We're in the 6th. 2 out. Runners at the corners. And ball 2. So it's been McDonald, Thompson, Moskos, and now Hughes. And when the Bucks come up in the 7th, it'll be Wood, Harrison, and McHenry. And now let's see, Ray Searage going out to talk to the big fella. So timeout for the moment. He has made 20 pitches in the inning. And Ray, who pitched for the Dodgers in his long career. Searage, a left-hander. So Searage holding court, getting a lot of nods yes from the youthful battery. You wouldn't expect anything but nods yes if you're the rookie and there's the pitching coach. So Jared Hughes facing a little problem here. Kemp single, stole second, took third on the throwing error by McHenry. Struck out Rivera on a good fastball in and down. Turned around to walk Loney, and he's 2-0 to Aaron Miles. And sinker in there, throwing that nice and easy at 90. Fastball, little nubber, backhanded. The play to first base in time. Good play by Jared Hughes to get Miles, and the Dodgers come up empty, leaving 2 in the process. So at the end of 6, Dodgers 6, Pirates 1. An imprint in the game with a tough 6th inning. By the way, we're trying to rearrange all the notes that we have on him. We did know he went to Santa Margarita High School. One note said Laguna Beach. The other says no, in Rancho Santa Margarita, so we'll go for that. So while he was making 23 pitches, we were making changes in his biography. Jared Hughes. Meanwhile, we go to the 7th. Brandon Wood facing Ted Lilly, and a fly ball deep. Kemp on his horse at the track. Can't make the catch. Wood going into second base with a double. So a long drive to left center as Wood comes up with his first hit to go 1 for 3. Ted Lilly now has made 91 pitches. As we mentioned earlier, he doesn't go much over 100. So they'll have to watch him. 6-1 Dodgers. Josh Harrison, the second baseman, will be coming up. I think Matt acts like he should have made that catch, although it appeared pretty difficult from here. But he's a typical center fielder. They all think they can catch everything. Harrison has doubled and flied to right. 1 for 2. And pops it up to right. Jerry Sands is there tagging his Wood. The catch, and Brandon will hold on. And he had better. Wow. A one-hopper that ate up Aaron Miles. But wisely, Ted Lilly, the veteran, was there to back up.
Batting next, catcher number 55, Michael McHenry.
So 1 away. Mike McHenry will now come up down in the Dodger bullpen as the pitch count goes to 92 and Harrison puts his helmet away. Scott Elbert begins to tune up. 1 out, McHenry at the plate. We'll see about a pinch hitter for Jared Hughes. And it's the catcher, Ryan Dumit, who caught the first 2 games. Little high, ball 1. McHenry flied to left, rounded to third. He was robbed of a hit on a diving stop by Miles, who scampered up and threw him out. And McHenry runs pretty well. 1 ball and no strikes. Popped up, and I mean big league. Miles. So 2 out, the runner holding at second. And Ryan Dumit, who has just worn the Dodgers out this year, coming up. The catcher went 2 for 4 last night. And he was 2 for 4 in the first game, 4 for 8. Which means he has 11 hits in 20 at-bats against the Dodgers. And in his career, hitting .368. Switch hitter with a little better numbers right-handed, but fewer at-bats. Hitting .333 from this side, .299 left-handed, 8 home runs, 6 of the 8 left-handed. And time, no pitch. Ryan is from Moses Lake, Washington. Certainly one of the great catchers in Pirate history we talked about him last night. From Panama, Manny Sanguillen. That's a strike. Sanguillen caught nearly 1,300 games for the Pirates. He hit .299. And one of the friendlier, nicer, easy smiling guys you'd ever run into. He made pitchers frown, however. Sanguillen was tied for second in 1970 for the batting crown. He hit .325. 5 years later, he finished third, hitting .328, which is remarkable a right-hand hitting catcher, finishing tied for second for the batting crown. That's a drive to center. Going back to get it is Kemp. He has a play. And that'll be that. No runs, a leadoff double. They lead Brandon Wood. Ted Lilly goes a thorough 7 and walks off leading 6-1. Be Justin Sellers, but he scored a run. It also would be Aaron Miles, but he also scored a run. And in the middle, where you have Kemp, Rivera, and Loney, that's really where the action is. Plus, don't forget, young Fedorovich came up with his first career RBI, and young Jerry Sands has hit in 6 straight and a couple of more base hits. So the Dodgers just hanging on, leading 6-1. The Pirates unable to do very much. Scored a run in the second inning, and then have had one man get to second base since. That was Brandon Wood with his double. Here's Tony Watson. He's out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Lives in Grimes, Iowa. Big fella, 6'4", 225, but certainly not as big as Garrett Hughes. That's ball one. Tony Watson went to the University of Nebraska. He won the Bob Feller Award, given annually to the top scholastic pitcher in the state. And there you go with Sands again. A bullet into right center, and it's going to go to the wall. So Jerry is into second base, and he will hold up with his third hit of the night. Jerry Sands, who was hitting .226, and bangs that thing to the gap. And Tim Fedorovich coming up. You get that ball down on Sands, and he just hits it inside out. McCutchen couldn't cut it off, and finally it was Ryan Ludwig who ran it down. So Sands at second, nobody out. Fedorovich, followed by a pinch hitter, Russ Mitchell for Lilly, and then Gordon. We're talking about Watson being the top high school player in Iowa. That's ball one. No wonder he had 3 no-hitters, and he set a state record. You know what his ERA was? .10. 0.10. 1-0. Then he got a bad break. That's low. He tore his labrum before he got to Nebraska. He had to have surgery, redshirted during his first year. Normally, shoulder injuries are often the kiss of death for young pitchers, but Tony came back strong. So he was selected early by the Marlins in the 23rd round, but he passed on that, went back to Nebraska. Then the Orioles offered him a 6-figure bonus. He turned them down. He felt he just wasn't ready to play professional baseball. He wanted to go to college and keep maturing as a pitcher and as a person, he added. Finally, signed with the Pirates. We were talking about $100,000 bonus babies and things like that. He got $85,000. Fastball, slider, and a change, working on Tim Fedorovich. Walk, struck out, single to drive in his first career run. That's a strike. Dodgers lead 6 runs, 12 hits. And Fedorovich on a 3-2 count. Couple of notes on other things, and we told you about the Giants winning, Arizona losing. That's in the air down the right field line. Ludwig coming over to the line, makes the catch in fair ground. Tagging is Sands, and he'll make it to third. So Fedorovich, a fly ball to right to advance Sands to third. And now Russ Mitchell will come up and hit for Lilly. So the Giants are 5 back of Arizona with 10 games to play. Meanwhile, the Phillies clinched their 5th straight National League East crown. They had 7 shutout innings from Roy Oswalt. They beat the Cardinals 9-2. Cardinals fall 6.5 games back at Milwaukee. 10-1 winners at Cincinnati. For Milwaukee, Giovanni Giardo won his 17th. Struck out 13, including 4 in 1 inning. One other note, talking about the ups and downs of baseball. The infield's up with Mitchell. On the night that the Phillies won their 98th game, the Phillies are 98-52. The Houston Astros lost their 100th game. The Astros have only won 51 games and lost 101. They lost their 100th today at Wrigley Field, leaving only the Rockies and the Angels as franchises never to have had a 100-loss season. Of course, the Dodgers and Cardinals have gone a long time without a 100-loss season. That's going to be banged to center. McCutchen will flag it. Sands started too early, went back to the bag and slipped. Though he should have been able to score, but he couldn't move on that. Doesn't mean much with the Dodgers leading by 5, but you can bet he'll file that away. So Mitchell hits it hard at McCutchen.
For the Dodgers,
2 out.
9, D. Gordon.
And D. Gordon coming up. Let's get back to the history. You have to go back to 1908 for the Dodgers and Cardinals to lose 100. And the Yankees were next. 1912 saw the last 100 less season for the Yankee franchise. Of course, you have to go back then. They were then called not the Yankees, but the Highlanders. That's a strike to Gordon. The Athletics have had the most 100 loss seasons, 16 of them. A lot of them were in Philadelphia. But they haven't had lost 100 since 1979. And a fly ball to shallow center. McCutchen is there. Sands left at third. And at the end of 7, 6-1 Dodgers. Ted Lilly turned in a strong 7 innings. Ted made 97 pitches. As you can see, 1 earned run, just 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, including 4 in a row, and he settled for a 4-hitter. So for Lilly, it could be his 10th victory, and that's a milestone for the left-hander because with his 10th win, he's joined Mark Burley and CC Sabathia as the only left-handed pitchers with 10 or more wins in each of the last 9 seasons. By the way, Ted also ranked 6th in the National League. He's won 63 since 2007. So Lilly, a fine performance. Now young Nathan Eovaldi will pitch the 8th inning. Eovaldi will face Presley, Darno, and McCutchen in the 8th. For the Bucks, they got their run when Harrison doubled to score Lee, who had walked, back in the 2nd inning. The only other man to get to second base since was Brandon Wood, who doubled in the 7th. Presley 0 for 3. Lost a hit on a fine play by Justin Sellers in the 3rd inning. Alex batting .302, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Well, now we're looking ahead really to Tuesday night when the Giants will be coming here. Nice play, 3-1 if you're scoring, 1 down. With 10 games left, the Giants are 5 back. And we mentioned the Phillies collapse. They had a 6-game lead with 12 and let that get away back in 1964. The New York Mets had a 7-game lead with 17 to go in 2007. And interestingly enough, it was the Phillies who overtook the Mets. Cardinals won the pennant and beat the Yankees in 7 games. d'Arnaud struck out twice, popped up 0 for 3. Like to see him get a base hit. Local boy. And fouls it away. 1-1 the count. Chase d'Arnaud from Los Alamitos. His brother Travis in the Phillies organization. Chase was selected in the 4th round out of Pepperdine 3 years ago. And there it is. He gets a base hit. Okay. Local boy has something to talk about as he singles to center. Hit number 5
to the plate,
for the Bucks.
fielder, Andrew McCutcheon.
So with Eovaldi giving up a single to d'Arnaud, here's McCutcheon. Struck out twice, fly to center, 0 for 3 against Ted Lilly. Don't forget, Fan Appreciation Day tomorrow. Brad Lincoln and Chad Billingsley at 1 o'clock. Paid attendance tonight, 32,514. 1-0. 1-1. Just imagine, wouldn't it be something if the Giants win tomorrow and Arizona loses and the Giants come here trailing by 4? Whoa. You think it wouldn't be noisy here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night? 2-1. McCutcheon facing Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan had Tommy John surgery 4 years ago and throws surprisingly hard. d'Arnaud over there at first base doesn't figure to be doing any running, but he's been brilliant. He's 11 for 11 in stolen bases. 2-2 the count to McCutcheon. 11 for 11, and his first name's Chase. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Kenley Jansen warms up. d'Arnaud held on by Loney. And line drive base hit into left field. Playing deep out there in left is Rivera. Going to third easily is d'Arnaud. So first and third with 1 out. And the batter will be Derek Lee. Remember, you can catch all the action of this year's Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins September 30th with the Division Series on TBS. But you know what? The excitement might very well begin on the 20th when the Giants come to Dodger Stadium. So the Bucks get a man to third for the first time since the 2nd inning. And here's Derek Lee. Walk, struck out, single allowed. Strike. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice save by Fedorovich. 1-1 to Derek Lee. Lee can get you back in the game with 1 swing. And no doubt about the fact, despite all the years that have piled up, he can hit him. He has as many as 46 home runs one year. 2-1 to count. 46 and 35. He's had 17 home runs this year, 12 with Baltimore, 5 with the Pirates. Check swing, going to cost. 2-2. Derek's father was a first-round pick for the Cardinals. Derek was a first-round pick by the Padres. His uncle, a big leaguer. 2-2. Fastball fouled away. That was at 94. Down and away. So Derek, 6'5", 245. Just turned 36. From Sacramento. Went to El Camino High School up there. In the dirt. Another nice block by Fedorovich. 3-2 the count. Good play. Three and two the count. McCutcheon over there at first runs very well. See if they turn him loose. 3-2. He has stolen 20 out of 30. And of course the Pirates have a penchant for hitting into double plays. There he goes. Fouled away. Derek Lee got a scare. I mean, as big as he is, as strong as he is, and as intelligent as Derek Lee is. One winter off season, Derek's wife's family took him on a trip into the mountains of Idaho. Somehow Lee got lost and had to spend the night alone in the woods. And he is promptly banged by the pitch to load the bases. So the bases are loaded as Lee is hit. And the batter will be Ryan Ludwig. Fastball that hit him on the left bicep. So a timeout for the moment, and let's see if Don Mattingly is bringing a hook. Evaldi not nearly as impressive tonight as the last time when he came in there and threw blue darts. So one of those nights for young Nathan. Out he goes. He pitched well against the D-backs when they called him in, but not tonight. So he leaves. And face Ryan Ludwig with the bases loaded. For Ludwig, he has one career grand slam, which would certainly get the Bucks right back in the game. Kenley Jansen with a record of 2-1. Ludwig and then Brandon Wood. So you have Darno at third, McCutcheon at second, Lee at first, one out. Here's Ludwig, walked in the second inning, and then struck out in the fourth and struck out in the sixth. Ryan hitting .239, 12 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Kenley Jansen ready to make his first pitch to Ludwig. And slider away, ball one. Kenley Jansen, 23 years old. In fact, by the time he celebrates his 24th birthday, the season will be over, September 30th. And he's behind now, 2-0. For Kenley, he throws hard, of course. He has walked 24 and struck out 83. 2-0. And off the plate. So he comes in and is now behind 3-0. On deck, Brandon Wood. Jansen from Curacao. Another big guy, 6'6", 240. Dodgers signed him as a free agent. He and Fedorovich putting their gloves together. So Darno singled, McCutchen singled into third. Lee hit by a pitch. And the Bucks trying to get off the floor. 3-0 to Ludwig. That's a strike. That was 92. 3-1 to count. Kenley, a catcher, didn't start pitching until 2009. Made it to the Dodgers last year. Three and one to Ryan Ludwig. 3-2. Last year, Kenley Jansen's earned run average was 0.6. Right now, it's at 3. Full count, 1 out, bases loaded. And Ludwig strikes out a third time. It has been a very tough series for Ryan. He has struck out 5 times in the last 2 games. Fastball in. Down he goes. His first strikeout, it means 8 Bucks have walked the plank. And now the left-hand hitting outfielder, Garrett Jones, will come up and bat.
Attention, please. Pinch hitting, number 46, Garrett Jones.
So Watson will give way to Garrett Jones. And the Dodgers send Honeycutt out to talk to Jansen about how they want Jones pitched. Garrett last night had a single to right, went 1 for 4 while striking out twice. He appeared as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning of the first game and struck out. So Garrett has struck out 3 times in just a few at-bats. 3 strikeouts, 5 at-bats. Garrett has power. He has 15 home runs, 56 RBIs out of Harvey, Illinois, and was originally drafted by the Braves. Never made it to Atlanta. He first came to the big leagues with the Minnesota Twins and then came over to the Pirates. He does not have a grand slam. He did have 4 home runs in a game, but that was in Quad City. So we'll see. Right. 0-1. Kenley Jansen trying to rescue the situation. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he struck out Ludwig. 0-1. That's foul back. So all of a sudden, Garrett Jones is behind in the count, 0-2. Jones is on the edge of striking out 100 times. No balls, 2 strikes. There it is. So all Kenley Jansen does is strike out Ludwig and Jones with the bases loaded. And we're heading for the bottom of the 8th. Heat, heat, and more heat. And the Dodgers lead 6-1. James Loney, who had a 3-run home run last night, had a 3-run home run in the first inning. Then Juan Rivera hit one out in the third inning with Kemp aboard, and the Dodgers had a quick 5, and they added one more. Aaron Miles hitting one to third. The long throw on a bounce gets away from Derek Lee, and Sands follows with a base hit to right field, and the Dodgers have something going. And that was the base hit by Fedorovich that scored Miles to give the Dodgers the 6-1 lead and give Fedorovich his first Major League RBI. So Loney starting them off with a 3-run home run, and here we are in the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers 6, Pirates 1. Pedro Alvarez will come into the ball game now since they hit for Brandon Wood. Alvarez takes over at third, and Jose Veras coming in to do the pitching. Jose, 6'5", 235 from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He was originally signed by the Devil Rays, but he's really bounced around. The Yankees had him for quite a while. The Indians, the Marlins, and the Pirates. And that's ball one. Alvarez will bat ninth, so he would hit third in the ninth inning in case you're keeping score. And you put Veras in Wood's spot. 1 ball and no strikes. That's in there. Justin Sellers has walked, hit back to the box, fouled out, grounded out. Six runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 6 hits for the Pirates. Off speed. Change missed. 2-1 to count. Jose Veras will be 31 in October. That's in there. 2-2. Last year Veras did well. Left-handers hit just 155 against him, and right-handers 221. 2-2. And that's pulled foul down the line. Veras had bone chips removed from his right elbow back in 2007. It didn't slow him down. He was with the Yankees at the time, and he came back. A parade of pitchers for Pittsburgh. McDonald, Thompson, Moscas, Hughes, Watson, and Veras. And that's going to be cued right at the shortstop, Darno. One away. Matt Kemp coming up. Matt flied to right, single to right, walk, then hit one off the instep of his left foot, walked off the pane, and promptly singled to center. Stole second for his 40th stolen base, and took third on an overthrow. So Matt hitting .317. 33 home runs, 111 runs batted in. But Matt, by the way, he was aboard when Rivera hit his home run. So Matt has scored 100 runs. He has 111 runs batted in and 40 steals. And the crowd begins to chant MVP. Ground ball to short. Chase Darno gets him for the second out. 2 down and Juan Rivera coming up. By the way, we were talking about the Giants and the D-backs. The Giants win today. The D-backs lose. The Giants are 5 back with 10 left. Well, the Diamondback schedule will finish in San Diego tomorrow. They have 3 with the Pirates. Then they have 3 with the Giants in Arizona. In other words, the Giants come here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they go head-to-head with Arizona. Then the last 3 for the Giants will be against the Rockies, while the Dodgers are arm wrestling Arizona. We are in for perhaps quite a finish. And those 3 games coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Mattingly will love the opportunity, I'm sure. 1 ball and no strikes. During that series, by the way, Clayton Kershaw will try for his 20th win, just to add something else. Down in the Dodger bullpen. Well, as a new father, you're going to be up late at night for a while, and Mike McDougald, whose wife Mary presented him with their first child, a boy, Breton McDougald, and he's in the pen. Ball 2. Jose Veras, 2 out in the 8th. When the Bucks come up, they'll have Harrison, McHenry, the catcher, and Alvarez, the third baseman. Fastball off the plate. For the Bucks, they spent a lot of time with the bullpen. They used 4 pitchers in the first game. 6 pitchers last night. Well, that's 10. And 6 pitches tonight. So Clint has used 12 pitches in the 3 games, and there's still a big one tomorrow. Inside for ball 4. So Rivera walks, and the batter will be James Loney. Loney hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Then he doubled in the 3rd inning and flied to center in the 5th. Last time up, he walked. So James 2 for 3. He's just been blistering the ball. Has his average at .277, 11 home runs, and 58 runs batted in. He's hit safely in 19 of his last 25. And hitting better than .360. Ball 1. So James Loney with 2 out. Rivera at first, bottom of the 8th. Dodgers trying to beat the Bucks 5 out of 7 by winning tonight. 1-0. In there. 1-1. Brad Lincoln and Chad Billingsley tomorrow. Fan Appreciation Day. Monday an off day, and then the arrival of the San Francisco Giants. 1-1 to James. Check swing Pitch getting away at the plate, but holding on at first is Rivera. 1-2 the count. Aaron Miles on deck. It all started for Loney this year in August. He hit .367 in August, and he hasn't slowed up in September. Off the plate, 2-2. To repeat, 32,514 tonight. A lot of nice prizes to be given away tomorrow, and the prospects of a good ball game. Brad Lincoln and Chad Billingsley. Two and two. Ball three. For the Pirates, they've wasted some opportunities. They had second and third in the second inning with only one out. They had a runner at second with nobody out in the seventh inning. They had the bases loaded with one out in the eighth and came up empty yet again, with two big hitters, Ludwig and Jones, striking out. 3-2. There goes Rivera, and it is strike three to Loney. So no runs, no hits, a man left, and at the end of 8, Dodgers 6, Pirates 1. Paid. He's still taking a peek to see what's going on. And what's going on, we're in the ninth, 6-1 Dodgers. Mike McDougall, brand new daddy, coming into pitch. So years from now, when son Breton said, "What were you doing on my birthday?" Mike can tell him, "Son, I was in the bullpen warming up and came in to get the ninth inning outs." Mike is 3-1. Wonderful ERA of 2.1. He'll be facing Josh Harrison, then Mike McHenry, and Pedro Alvarez. 6 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. Kemp has 2 hits. Rivera has 2 hits, one of them a home run. Loney has 2 hits, a 3-run home run and a double. And Jerry Sands has 3 hits, 2 singles and a double. And the young catcher Tim Fedorovich, a base hit and his first major league run batted in. So here's McDougall. Josh Harrison doubled and twice flied to right. That's a strike. Harrison, as we mentioned, His uncle is John T-Bone Shelby, a great favorite when he was here as a player and a coach. On the corner, 0-2. Harrison last year sharpened up in the Arizona Fall League, so McDougal trying to get him to start off the ninth inning the Dodger way. 0-2. Great save by Fedorovich. Ball one, 1-2. In talking about John Shelby, you can understand the influence on Josh Hamilton when Clint Hurdle described him as a person of strong character from a great family background, I should say. That's foul back. Great kid with a lot of energy. Moves the ball around, can bunt, hit and run. Clint paid him a supreme compliment. He said he's a ball player. Well, he's 24, born in Cincinnati. Signed with the Cubs, and the Pirates made a deal to acquire him. Now back. John Graybow, Tom Gosselani went to the Cubs in order to get Josh. At first look, you might write him off. He's only 5'8". Never hit more than 5 home runs in the minor leagues. He has 1 this year. 1-2. Down he goes. Big overhand breaking ball. He went down to get it. Came up empty. And so McDougal picks up a strikeout. Earlier, back in the 3rd and 4th inning, there were 4 Pirates in a row to strike out. Now here near the end of the game, we've had 3 consecutive strikeouts, 2 with the bases loaded, Ludwig and Jones, and now Harrison. So 10 Bucks have walked the plank, 11 last night. Here's the catcher, Mike McHenry, fly to left, grounded to third. Good play by Miles, took a possible double away from him. And then last time up, Mike popped up. Catcher hitting .226. 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Michael McHenry. That's ball 2. Mike from Tennessee. The Dodgers are leading by 5, but don't have a misconception. They are still not hitting well with runners in scoring position. Dodgers probably should be leading at least 10-1. They're 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position. But what's really helped them out, the Pirates are 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. 2-1. Overthrowing is McDougal on that pitch at 95. 3-1 to count. Three and 2. Full count to Mike McHenry. Six runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the Pirates. Their only run in the 2nd inning. Lee walked, Ludwig walked, fly ball, got lead at 3rd, and a double by Harrison scored him, and that's it for Pittsburgh. A little looper, and Gordon is at the other end of it. So 2 out in the 9th, and the batter Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez played third base last night, went 0 for 1 and walked 3 times. Hitting .194 with 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. So 2 out in the ninth, 6-1 Dodgers. A victory will clinch the season series. Dodgers haven't lost a season series to Pittsburgh since 2000, when they lost 5 of 9. Right now they're trying to make it 5 out of 7, and the last game tomorrow. 1 ball and no strikes. Off speed, in there for a strike. One and one. Fastball, a little low, ball 2. That was at 92. Don't forget, one last reminder, Fan Appreciation Day tomorrow. Brad Lincoln for Pittsburgh, Chad Billingsley for the Dodgers. Billingsley trying to get above the 500 mark. Ball 3. Three and one to count to Pedro Alvarez. Alex Presley on deck. And ball 4. So that's something for Alvarez. They pitched him like it was Babe Ruth. They walked him 3 times last night, and they walk him tonight.
Alex Presley.
Though he's had 5 plate appearances, and he's walked 4 of the 5 times. The one time they actually pitched to him, Alvarez struck out. So Pedro at first, visiting with Luis Silverio. Nick Leva's over at third. And the batter will be Alex Presley. Grounded out twice, popped up, grounded out again. 0 for 4, hitting .301. And ball 1. So in the 8th inning, Nathan Eovaldi struggled, gave up a couple of hits, hit a batter, and then Kenley Jansen came in to strike out 2. Now McDougal with 2 out walks Alvarez, and a 1 ball no strike count to Alex Presley. In there. 1 and 1. One ball and 1 strike. Ball 2. So pitching the 9th inning, McDougal has made 21 pitches. Big bouncer up the middle. Great effort by Gordon, but to no avail. So Presley bounces one up the middle for a hit. And the Bucks trying to still do something with 2 out in the 9th inning. Look at Gordon refusing to quit. Couldn't quite make it. Great effort by young players. And here comes Chase Darno. And before Darno is pitched to, Rick Honeycutt is going out to talk to McDougal. Darno had struck out twice, popped up, then last time up in the 8th inning he singled. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Javi Guerra begins to warm up. Javi made 19 pitches on Friday night in the Dana Evelyn game, and did not pitch that well for him and gave up 2 runs. So with 2 out in the 9th, here is Darno, 1 for 4, hitting .195. D'Arnaud had been on the DL. He was reinstated the last week in August, and he takes ball one. But in the 17 games since coming off the DL, he has struggled. He has 3 hits in 31 at-bats. 1 ball and no strikes to Chase. Breaking ball in there. 1-1. Bucks have left 8, and they have 2 on in the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball hit down to Gordon. He'll get the 4th play to Sellers, and that'll do it. 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Pirates. Dodgers have now won 5 of the 7 in the final game tomorrow. McDougal made 25 pitches in relief, and the Dodgers pick it up and walk away with it. A reminder, the final game with the Bucks tomorrow, that'll be Brad Lincoln and Chad Billingsley at 1 o'clock, and it's Fan Appreciation Day. A reminder, stay tuned for Dodgers Live coming up next. Good night, everybody.